Hey up. This isn't normally a video I make, because I'm far too boring to really just sort of be here and speak. Well, maybe I'm not that boring, but like, I don't know. It's a very, I don't know. The people who watch my videos know me, so like, if they wanted me to just sort of like speak to them, they could just call me or something. Uh, but no one asked for anything even remotely close to the title of the video. No one asked, right? But I feel like getting my word out anyway, because I am annoying and an attention-seeking piece of shit. No, basically, I just want to make a rant video. I don't know. I went downstairs to take some pots down, and I ended up like in my ADHD thinking, do you know what would be really good right now? I know I've just re-downloaded FF15 because my monitor broke, and I'm now playing on a TV, and I want to embrace that console vibe by playing like an action JRPG. But like, you know, I've just downloaded it. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I feel like making a rant video. That's a good idea. And I have scripted two rant videos. One where I basically say I don't like Brian, because you know, and one where I say I don't like Jin. The thing is, both of those videos were for Tekken 7, and I never made them. This is totally unscripted. I literally went onto Spotify and I was like, what cool instrumental could I put in? Oh, I know, Endwalker music. Alright, there we go. So now I've got Endwalker music in the background. And I'm literally just going to sit here and explain why I don't like this character anymore. So you may know me as Suitcase. If you do, that's scary. You may know me as Plug Socket. You may know me as many different names. I changed my name a lot. But you probably now know me for my Victor online if you've ever met me, because I play Victor more than this piece of shit a lot of the time. Like a lot more. And it is partially because Victor is so much easier, and I've had a really hard time adapting to Tekken 8 with all of its offense and stuff. So an easier character is nice. But like, I don't normally love and stick with an easy character for that long. You know, like a simpler character like Victor. I normally play like the complex ones, not the high execution ones, but the complex characters. Little bit about me, if this happens to pop off and go into a lot of people's recommendeds for no apparent reason. Hi, by the way. I am a trick character player. In most, if not all, fighting games I play, I like big move lists, and I like defensive-oriented characters who happen to be low tier. So, like, think Dalsim, think like Yoshimitsu is a perfect example. Defensive character, typically low tier in a lot of games. Big move list, unique defense, all of that. So, you know, tricky characters with a lot of gimmicks and defense. Big fan of both of those together, and preferably low tier. I don't really care that much about tier placement, but in this case I really do, because Yoshimitsu is not good as a top tier. I'll get into that. But yeah, like, again, in general, those are the characters I prefer to play. I play other characters as well, but yeah, right? Typical, like, archetypes that I like. So Yoshimitsu is, like, the perfect character, like, on paper, right? Defensively oriented, low tier in a lot of the games, tricky and quite complex, right? Because you have a lot of characters where like Flash is either useless or completely breaks the matchup, right? And there's like a million moves in the game, all of them you need to learn whether you can Flash or not. Like, yeah, right. And he has 4 different kinds of Flash and all the so yeah, Yoshimitsu is like a perfect character, like on paper for me. And he was. In Tekken 7, I hard-mained him. I didn't really play anyone else. I played some other characters on and off, but it was more to just sort of play them. It wasn't really to like main them or to get good at them. I just sort of played them whenever I kind of fancied a break from playing Yoshimitsu. And in Tekken 7, unironically, Yoshimitsu was a complicated beast. He was a very difficult character to play, especially for me. He's just very big. There's a lot you can do with him, and he struggled in that game for the game being very defensively oriented. So when your character had unique defense that required the opponent to press into you very often, it didn't, as like a main selling point, it didn't really translate very well, and you know, the character sort of didn't work fundamentally because of that. The game was a lot of pokes, safety and shit, and like he had okay movement in that game, but it wasn't impeccable or anything. His combo damage was pretty low unless he got to a wall, which he could do, but it required some awareness. Like, you know, he had like shortcomings in that game. In this game, he does have weaknesses, but like I'm starting to struggle seeing them now a bit. But like, you know, again, this video is not scripted and I have ADHD, so this is just gonna go fucking everywhere, right? But Tekken 7, just as a thing going forwards, I liked Tekken 7 Yoshimitsu, and coming to Tekken 8, at first I liked this character because I think the tech wasn't found out yet, right? So I liked exploring this character at first, but I don't like them now, and I don't like a lot of the changes that they have made. So I think to start off on a more casual note, right, where I feel like a lot of people are gonna relate a little more if you don't play this game super often. They removed his unique taunt against Brian. He used to do like he used to do Brian's taunt. If you were fighting Brian, you could do key charge. I think it was like back, forward, up, down, 3+4 or something, and you could like Brian taunt against Brian specifically, and it was a cool nod to the story. They removed that entirely. Obviously, this is not a game-breaking thing. This doesn't make the character unplayable or anything, but it was boring. That's just, it's one of those things that you just don't remove. You know, there's no point. It just takes flavor away from the character. So that's a very casual thing. One casual thing I do like is that move in general, because it's very cool. But like, just to go over some move changes. Flash has a fucking huge hitbox in this game. It's massive. In Tekken 7, you really couldn't mash this out as much. In Tekken 8, you can't mash it all the time. It's not like it's literally a win button or anything, but like, it's definitely a lot bigger. Reina does have quite a wide stance, which does help, but like, even off axis to the wrong side, it will connect, which you shouldn't be able to just run up to the opponent and do this on anyone, almost. It didn't work in 7 either, I don't think. It did work if you were off axis to the left and did it. Now I can be a step away and still do it. Like, it's insane, the range of Flash in this game. It's ridiculous. So the hitbox of Flash has been massively improved, and I don't mind it vertically, because it leads to Flash in combos, which I really don't hate, because this shit's cool. I don't know. Really big fan. But, like, Flash in neutral sucks. Like, Flash in neutral, allowing for 42 damage, you go into heat, and all of that, and you can do it from just running forwards. Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of daft. One more thing that I don't really like about Flash is, it was fine at first, because again, I thought it was really cool, but like, it's the combo utility, because of that special float thing that I forget what it's called, because it's got some like daft fucking like NPC ass name, like strong aerial tailspin or some shit. Like it's like super lost in translation sounding new tactics type shit. I think it's strong aerial tailspin. Now, you know, it's not like Yoshi is the only character with one of these, but like I don't like it because it makes a lot of combos look and feel the same. Characters already have optimals, but like they're filled with loads of different moves. Like, you know, you tend to see down 2-2-2 a lot, or down 2-2 at least, or like down forward 1-2-1, right? Or like NSS flash, that's fine. But like, you know, once you get those like longer combos that you do, and you just do like that run up flash while running flash, then you do this heat dash, and then you do that. Like, it's really boring. So flashing combos is fine, but flash as a strong aerial tailspin is not fine because it just makes every combo look the fucking same. Speaking of combos, the inconsistency of them is really annoying. It's always been like that. He's always had kinda inconsistent combos, not as bad as some characters. But he's always had hitbox problems. In this game, he has insane hitbox problems. His jab sucks dick. Not only does his jab suck dick, but 1-1 decides to whiff if the opponent's airborne sometimes, or if they step to the forwards, it just decides, nah, I don't really fancy hitting today. Jab checking a load of situations just doesn't work because his jab just sucks. Like, it really, really does just piss everywhere. Thankfully, jab checking isn't super important in Tekken 8 anyway, because jabs have been universally nerfed to be 2 frames slower on recovery. So jab checking isn't massive, but like, you know, shit, I'm used to Tekken 7, and I like having a decent jab, right? It's okay. In Tekken 7, Yoshi's jab sucks cock as well, right? But this is, like, tragic. Especially with all the weird hitboxes and hurtboxes and interactions that are in Tekken 8, thanks to it being a newer game. Yoshi's jab just being fucking dysfunctional, like, 85% of the time is not great. And, you know, obviously, you'll have people complaining fairly rightfully about, like, Heat or NSS 1-1. I don't like this move either, right? I really don't. But at the same time, you have to remember this string is not very good by itself. It's a good, like, punish string, but it doesn't have the best range or hitbox. So it's not the most consistent thing. It's only +4 on hit. It does less damage than, like... It doesn't do the most damage in the game. And, like, Yoshi at +4 can't really do loads, except for, like, fish for CD2. And if you press after this and just do, like, every time, stop. Like, please. But the amount of people who do press after that, because it's +4, kind of shows you how bad the setup potential of this is. Like, I do that sometimes, because people just jab check it every single time. You can't really do much that's, like, super safe. I mean, I guess you could down forward 1, but you lose your turn and shit. Like, you know, his small Tekken isn't very good in general. Thankfully, he doesn't have to ever play it, because Tekken 8 is Tekken 8. You don't have to play small Tekken. You don't have to just be like, oh yeah, I'm a sidestep and whip punish and be fun, and be interactive. Instead, what you can just do is just do this until they walk into it. And people don't know this matchup very well, despite it being super duper mega giga popular. So they just walk into it all the time. They don't bait you ever. They just, yeah, they're just like, I want to do my moves. Oh my god, I got flashed. That's crazy. So like at like blue ranks and, you know, purple just above, like you never get past layer 1. It's literally like Arena will do forward 2, go into Sentai stance, get flashed, and then would probably punch her monitor and be like, oh my god, this character's so broken. And then like they never change. Like, instead of like simply just not going into Sentai on block, they just do it every time anyway, expecting the Yoshi to not flash for some reason. Shit like that's annoying. I think in general, people just don't complain about this character in the correct way, and people are just really like either soft or dumb, or they just like get the facts wrong and shit. Like, people complain about his down forward 2. It's a good down forward 2, don't get me wrong. It's one of the best in the game. It's like top 10. It crushes jabs, it normal hit launches. It doesn't launch crouches, but it has a good hitbox. It does go really quite far. Like it's a really solid down forward too. You know, there's nothing really wrong with it. And also, because it's a typical down forward too, it tracks to the left. So you may actually be able to say, I completely forgot I had it. But the overlay I have for like sidestepping and throw breaks, in the top left it says you step Yoshi to the left, which is fairly true. You sidewalk him to the left a lot. But this, wow, this tracks to that side. So yeah, there's a lot of situations where he can actually just down forward to you. And, yeah. The thing is, a solid down forward 2 is not going to get you everywhere. It's good, but it's not going to get you everywhere. Nor is 3 slide 4. I've seen people complain about this, and I get, like, it's got good range, and it's a good poke, right? But it's nothing exceptional. Like, it's I-17 as a poke, which isn't great. He floats himself, it's +3 on hit, and it's -6 on block. And if he ever transitions into this stance on block, it's death. Like, he literally just kills himself. Like, thank you. Cool. And there's some flowcharts after, like, there's that and stuff. But, like, it's not... you know, of all moves to complain about, it's not this, right? But then there's people who, you know, say, like, Flash isn't the problem, spins aren't the problem, it's his regular tools. It's these regular tools he's had since Tekken 7, despite him being tragically shit in that game, according to the same people. So what's changed? Oh, the game's changed. It's become more aggressive. His unique defense is stronger. Okay, so you mean Flash and spins? No, that's... What? It doesn't make any sense. But enough about the dumb people who, like, who know Yoshi is broken, right? And, you know, they're not stupid people or anything. And that, you know, I'm not, like, super mad at them or anything. But, like, seriously, if you want this character to actually be disrespected, know what the problem is, and please stop complaining about moves like 3 slide 4, or like it's time we talk about Yoshimitsu's down forward 1, the most broken move in Tekken 8. Like, no, like, shut up. And also, you have to realize this character doesn't really have lows. This is a stature kick that's -1 on hit. This is -3 and it's like -17. I'm actually gonna have it so Reina can block because it's ridiculous. It's fucking annoying me now. So like this is -17 on block. Like, all right. He has a generic down 4, which is great in Tekken 8's launch. He also has a seeable low and a seeable low, and he also has a seeable low and a barely seeable low, and a seeable low, and a seeable low. That was not it. A seeable low, and what other lows does he have? Oh yeah, a completely unseeable low launcher. That's it. But he has to be an NSS first, obviously, and the damage after is kind of shit. It's not even that bad, but it's kind of bad, I guess. I think max is 80 if you're really good, but that shit's really hard. I think there's an easier one that's 75, which is a lot for a launch low, but you need heat for that, and you know, I don't think you end in NSS either, so you can't loop the situation, and you need to be in NSS anyway, not just heat or NSS, just NSS. Like, this doesn't work if you're just in heat. Like, you have to actually be in NSS, which means that you have to sacrifice combo damage sometimes. You know, like, you know, it's a little more balanced than, like, just, oh, he has a launching hell sweep that's completely bullshit. He does sometimes, like, yeah, but not all the time, and it's not as completely giga busted as it appears on paper. Like, you kind of have to realize that this character does not have lows. He has this. That is it. Like, pretty much, that's the only low he really has. It's homing +4 unseeable, counter hit launches, and goes into a stance. Right? I mean, this stance, granted, is shit, but I mean, it goes into a stance, right? So yeah, but it's got a very low hitbox, so it won't randomly clip you going airborne. If you low crush with a move, you will low crush it reliably. It only has it only has 2 active frames, sorry. So it's not going to clip you all the time. But the thing is, it's launch punishable. So if you ever decide to duck, it's a nightmare for him because, yeah. And he doesn't have an array of power mids he can really use. He has this and like this, but these have downsides as well. This is duckable. This is -14. This is -12. This is seeable and steppable. Not steppable on reaction, I don't think, but it's seeable and steppable, which doesn't make it a good like mix-up power mid. You know, it's not like a Devil Jin up 4. So, yeah. He doesn't really have lows, right? So when people complain about the character, they often completely forget that he can't mix you up very easily, except for when you're grounded. Here's a problem. I can ground you at 10 frames now. And it's not like oh, I can ground you, but I don't get any Oki. No, it's I can ground you, and I can get Oki kind of thing, which is stupid. Like, yeah. Or, like, you know, like, it's just, basically, this is just Gigas's 1-2 from Tekken 7, but it's safe. Basically, except for the range and hitbox is way worse, but other than that, fundamentally it's a similar idea, except for the hitbox. Yeah, so like, you know, people think this character's like, oh, he's top 1, I don't see any weakness. He does have weaknesses. He absolutely does. He doesn't have lows. He's relatively linear. His like homing tools, if he can track to one side or the other, but if you sidewalk, and he can guess wrong more often than a lot of characters, because like a lot of his moves do not home in. Right? They'll have good hitboxes sometimes, or they'll like, you know, they'll track a lot, but he can't choose a tracking move that's also safe and has a good hitbox. He can't have all 3. This is like a shit high, right? That's I-16 and has 1 extension that's super slow. This has like no hitbox at all, and if he does it upwards to reduce his like orbital coverage, you know like how Brian does like up 4 rather than up forward 4. Like, he can't really do this because the hitbox is just so bad. 1 backdash away, you can just randomly whiff. Yoshi doesn't even have the biggest backdash ever. It's quite small, honestly, and it's not great. So, avoiding the puddle is not great. Forward 3 is not great. They do some decent damage, but like, it's not enough, you know? He has bad homing moves and bad lows. I don't know why I thought down 1+2 was a low. I'm really stupid. Oh, it's that as well. That's also seeable, please. And that's also kind of seeable. It's hard. So yeah, like, he has no lows, and he has like bad homing tools, right? So he has weaknesses, so he's not top 1, right? Because that would be Feng, who is completely broken beyond belief. But like, with these weaknesses, they're it's not enough to make him like entertaining to play or play against, because the character fundamentally just breaks Tekken 8. A game about offense and playing around this range, not like literally point blank, but like, you know, playing around this range, playing with jabs, backdashing, and whiff punishment when the opponent tries to like come in. It's played like Tekken 4, right? It's kind of here, right? It's like range 1 to 2. It's quite a close range game, this Tekken 8. with a lot of like forced mix-up situations. It's a very like mashy and aggressive game, right? Mashy and aggressive game. What does that sound like? Well, not Tekken 7, I can tell you that much. And no, it doesn't sound anything like Tekken 7, because Tekken 7 was a backdash fest, right? Tekken 7, you did this for the whole game, and you did it on Infinite Azure, and you just... every time anyone came in, ever. So, yeah, the Tekken 7 was just keep out and you kill them. This game is not keep out and then you kill them. Except for Brian. But it's not keep out until you kill him. It's, do this until you kill him. Forever. And just do moves. And play big Tekken a lot. Like, not at the very top level of play, but online especially. It's a whole lot of, like, mashing on hit and shit like that. It's active defense, as people say. It's called mashing, people. Don't be afraid to use it. Mashing is not a bad thing. Don't be shameful. You know, it's a lot of like active defense and a lot of shit. So what happens when you pair that with a character that breaks the rules of Tekken fundamentally for his unique defense? You get one of the stupidest characters known to man. Again, people do not complain about the right things. People are looking for far more. They're getting a little greedy, trying to like, you know, look for things to complain about. Like his down forward 1 is so broken, his down forward 2 is so broken. Oh wow, look at 3/4. Shut up. Flash spins. That's all you need. That's all you need to say. Tekken 7, they were strong as well, but no one ran into you and just did strings that were shit. In this game, he completely invalidates a load of stances that are required for actual, like, 50-50s. Like, take Victor, for example. Quite literally, Victor has no moves after while running 2. If Yoshi blocks while running 2, he can just spin to the left, and he beats every single option, because Victor has no homing moves. So, he can beat everything. Right? That's a problem. If I could just spin and kill you, right, that entire stance becomes completely useless. Well, not completely useless, but, like, you know, you have to think way harder than versus every other character, and that's a problem. Tekken 8 is not a game about thinking when it comes to most characters. Yoshimitsu completely changes that. So people are quite rightfully, like, annoyed that they have to, like, really try versus this character. In order to beat him, because you have to be constantly on the ball. You have to not let him randomly clip you with down forward 2. You have to randomly not let him clip you with flash. You have to, like, constantly homing check him with homing moves. You have to constantly be out of range of things. You have to, like, constantly rush him down, though, because his defense is so good. So, like, you know, you can't let him just stay over here and just regenerate all of his white life. Because he will just sort of live forever. So, you know, like, you have to play completely differently versus this character. I don't think that's necessarily a completely terrible idea on paper. But, like, there are characters that just get completely invalidated. You have to play 2 differently. Versus a lot of characters, you have to play differently, right? Versus Steve, you have to be careful of back 1. Versus Victor, you have to be on the ball for all of the gimmicks, and you have to punish everything properly. Same versus, like, Asuka and, like, Alisa and, like, everyone in the game, right? Everyone you have to play differently versus. Yoshimitsu literally demands that you play his game. Instead of it being like an interactive 1v1 experience where they have to play your game a bit, but you have to play their game a bit, right? And there's an interesting, cool matchup. Versus Yoshi, it's like I literally can't use 32% of my strings because they don't work. I can't use this stance that I can use versus every other character because he can just do this and kill me. I can't use this stance because he can do that. I can't frame trap him because all of my moves are +4. That's a shame. This is I6. Like, I have a lot of, like, +2 situations that I want to jab check. Oh, never mind. No, I can't. I can't jab check that because I actually die. Never mind, I guess. So, yeah, you have to really play differently against this character, which is not fair. Does it make him top 1 just because of flash and spins? No. Does it make him top 5? Maybe not. Black of those does suck, right? But like, this character, I'm gonna get to the meat of it now. This character is so boring because of, it's two major things, right? Tricks are less incentivized in this game. The only real viable one is after a heat engager doing an unblockable. Realistically, right? Because that will catch people. That's the only viable one. The rest of them are, you may as well not. You can play this character as by the book as you bloody well wish. And I mean no offense to Kane and Trench, who plays them by the book anyway and has done forever. But I don't want to play the character like that. I really don't. I don't want to be super constantly honest and then decide to break the rules for a laugh, right? Like, you know, super, literally just playing the game, right, totally normally, but the opponent has to worry about a I-8 launcher and an I-6 heat engager, right? Like, they have to worry about these. I don't. I get to do whatever I want with a slightly worse kit than them. They have to worry about all of this. I may never throw it out. I don't, you know. I could just simply do this all day. Just 1-1 and fucking down forward 2. And just wait on timing and stuff and just do this. Boring as fuck. And I could just keep chipping them with fucking full crouch down forward 4 into this, into more, into this, into everything. You know, this isn't the Yoshi I know. The Yoshi I know is doing cool, like, flowcharts that make it difficult for the opponent to, like, read what you're doing, you know? Fun stuff. That doesn't work. I think I need to step to the right. It would have worked. But, like, you know, doing fun stuff, like cool flowcharts and, like, beating my opponent with, like, really good matchup knowledge. You know, my character being difficult and me needing matchup knowledge to win, rather than just, oh, I invalidate a whole character by pressing a button. You know? Like, that's the main thing. But another thing is the wall Loki. You may be thinking, oh, he's always been known for wall Loki, right? He's had it since 7. His wall Loki's really good. But the thing is, in 7, it was a mix-up between this and this, right? If you guessed wrong and this whiffed, you died, right? If you guessed wrong and this got blocked, you died, right? Minus 17, right? You died. So either way, launch punish. So if you, you know, if you guess wrong, the opponent kills you. That's fine. It was really strong. Not a lot of characters really had like a true like 50-50 from like War Loki, right? A lot of characters that had good-ish War Loki, but nothing like this insane. Really good. If you guess wrong too many times in a row, he kills you, right? Really cool. In this game, you can mix between this and this. This is minus 12. So you can mash this forever and not give a shit. Like, I know it's like it seems kind of trivial, right? But like, the difference in risk-reward now doesn't make the War Loki fun. Because now you're no longer like, you know, betting with your life. And there's no longer like, you know, really a big downside to doing this as a wall ender. Like, all the time, you just do it. You just do 2-2. Right? And then you just get insane Oki from that. You can either just do it again, or you can do sword sweep, or you can do this, and then you can do this, and then sword sweep. Or you, sorry, you can do this, and then forward 1+2. You can do this, and then CD1, or you can do this, and then you can down 3. Like, there's a million options. But like the B&B of it, the main two of forward 1+2 and sword sweep is too strong in this game. The risk reward is far too in your favor. And Yoshi's wall carry in this game is infinite. It's infinite. On every stage except for the infinites, you can go wall to wall, pretty much. Like, on almost every stage. He will need heat to do it, but you can go wall to wall, right? It's not like Victor level insane or Lars, right? But it's good. So you can just get to a wall and do the wall Oki, right? You could do this in 7. What's the problem? In 7, 2-2 CD1 did way less damage than 1 3 slide 4 up Dragonfly 4, right? One of them was an Oki ender, one of them was a damage ender. In this game, you also have a Oki ender and a damage ender, except for the Oki ender gives you a bullshit 50-50, and in Tekken 7, the Oki ender gave you a 50-50 that if the opponent guesses right, they kill you, and if you guess right, you get a flip over and more Oki. Or like a mini launch sometimes, right? Like, you see the difference in risk reward? It's kind of, you know, jarring. So, you know, I want this to be minus 15 for one, because it's just stupid. Don't give this character a big power mid. That just goes against the character design. Like, 2-2 is too strong of a punish. Like, the idea of his jabs suck kind of goes out the window when 2-2 is far better than his one jab. Like, far better, and there's a lot of moves that are minus 11, rather than just minus 10. So yeah, like, this is too strong a punish, it's plus 15, that's just giving Yoshi too many plus frames. That's not the idea of the character either. He's not about hard, like, 50-50 mix-ups. He's never been a, like, 3-1, why does this move exist? Like, this move, why did it get buffed so you can go into Ind? Why? Why did it get buffed to be plus 8? And so you can go into Ind. After this, the idea was the mix-up isn't very good because you're in crouch. So you can either do, like, you know, your options are kind of limited. You can, like, hop kick, but that's really, like, bunga, right? Or you can do, like, another one, but it's not a true block string. Like, they can, like, down forward one you here, and you'll just get clipped. Now, that's like a true block string. So they've given you a true block string, and this builds offense. Because if you get hit, you're minus 3, and if you block it, you're minus 6. So 1, it's safe, and 2, there's like flowcharts after. Like, he can like spin, he can CD2, he can flash sometimes, or he can kin parry, and, you know, all of that. Minus 6 is not huge for him because he has unique defense. That's why people are, I guess, so mad at this, because he has a lot of options even at minus 6. You can't just jab after every time and win. Except you kind of can. Do a jab string. Like, yeah. Like, they buffed his only low, so they're slowly ironing out and making the character more and more and more boring. First of all, they gave him, like, uncounterably broken Oki that you can't really get out of or leave. They buffed Flash to make it so that it just hits all the time. They buffed his only low so it has way more options on hit now, despite it not ever being designed for, like, looping offense like that. They buffed his, like, combos and stuff because they gave him this shit. They gave him that, like the guaranteed guard break. I forget where it's guaranteed. I think it's after this, actually. It's not really hard or anything. It's not that, okay. I think it might be that, but I'm not very good. So, like, you know, they gave him the guaranteed guard break thing, which should just be completely removed. Doesn't need to exist. Like, they just made this character boring in general. They just made this character boring. Instead of relying on tricks, matchup knowledge, and having a worse kit than everyone else, instead now you know, they're ironing out flaws with his game plan, like the lack of lows, the risky Oki, the, like, worse the worst move list of good but not substantially broken poking game. The idea of like movement and backdashing is less usable now, so you're forced to go in. When you're this close to Yoshi, it's a problem. You can't just backdash because that's not Tekken 8. He can just run forwards if you just let him do everything. But then at the same time, the character has such shit hitboxes half the time that just don't work. Like, 1-1, you can jump over it. While running 3, you can duck under it sometimes. It just decides to not work and just pushes the opponent away if they're doing a move. His combo is just deciding to whiff randomly. Him getting his mids crushed all the time. Like, yeah, like, he's either dysfunctional or boring. Like, he's dysfunctional and boring when he doesn't work because you just feel cheated out of everything. And he's dysfunctional and boring when he does work because it feels like the opponent just can't play. Like, it requires too much adapting to this character to make it an interactive, like, match. And, like, you know, I'm not here to say the community sucks, just adapt to my character, because, like, I mean, the character's one of the most complicated in the game. And needing to learn the matchup it shouldn't be a complete necessity with this character and a lot of others. It's just unrealistic to assume that everyone's going to know this matchup and it's going to, you know, everyone's going to play it perfectly. Like, whenever I fight the character, I win, like, so often. It's unbelievable, because Yoshi players don't know what it's like to actually be tested. And it's also why Yoshi players are just super, like, shitty people now, and can't play the game very well, and just mash shit in your face. Like, because they don't get punished for it enough. Like, bring back bullying. So this character's dishonesty with flash and spins, in Tekken 7 it was cool because not many characters really ran at you. In this game it's so much less interesting because, like, it just happens too often, you know? The dopamine I get when I counter a move by flashing, and I know in my head, it's like, I watched that video where, you know, I watched that video, I learned that matchup, I played well, I flashed them out of the move that they were going to do, and they're stunned, they didn't even know that was possible. That doesn't happen anymore. Instead, it's like, Victor does 2-1 on hit, and he wants to go for his low, Perfuma 1. I flash him out of it because that beats 3 out of the, like, 4 options that he has in the stance. Shit like that. And the constant mind game of spin, flash, or down forward 2, or hop kick, it's too much. It's so much of a mental stack on the opponent doing offense that it's boring. I'm not, like, yes, right? The character opens up and makes the game more interactive in some situations. Look at Lars, for example. Lars is like, what is it, Den 3? It's a more interactive experience with Yoshi than it is with any other character. Other characters can't step, do anything, they just have to fucking take a guess, that's it. Yoshi gets to, like, flash, so there's, like, a multiple-way mind game with it, right? So that's actually interaction that was born of Yoshi, rather than, like, taking it away because he just decides to option select 15 different moves. The Yoshimitsu is not a character I'm going to drop forever, and he's never going to be interesting, and he should be killed immediately. But he's a character that's just become really boring with the game. And he's made so many characters just completely invalidated, and so many players frustrated because they don't know how to deal with him, or they do know, but just simply don't want to undergo the constant mental stack problems and all the shit that comes with fighting Yoshi. They don't want to partake in the most complicated matchup in the game, pretty much, and I can't blame them. But yeah, that's why I've been playing Victor more, that's why I don't like this character as much. This was just a constant unhinged rant where I just went on about nothing for a very long time and I got quite angry. But yeah, that's why I just don't like this character as much anymore. As much as I want to love him, and as much as there is some cool stuff in this game, like, it's just overshadowed massively by, like, just option selects everywhere. In a game where people have string offense and, you know, stance offense and stuff. So, it's just, he fundamentally just doesn't ring. With some nerfs, with some balance patches, when he's bottom 5 again or mid tier, like at the end of Tekken 7's life, like, you know, when he's in a good place again and he's healthy for the game, I'll likely play this character again because there is some cool stuff. I just really hope they nerf the right things. I know not many people complain about it, but I want this move to die because it carries shit Yoshis up to like Tekken God. I shit you not. It carries bad players to Tekken God. I want this to be reverted. I want what else? I want this hitbox to be slightly reduced in like neutral, but like in combos it's fine. I don't want the strong aerial tailspin and SS flash. I don't want the damage. I definitely don't want this wall ender. That wall ender is stupid. It shouldn't exist. Like, you know, that damage is too high. The life healing that he gets in a lot of combos shouldn't happen, but this should heal for true life. Like, you know, this move where he turns away from the opponent and he's very vulnerable, this should heal true life, right? Because this is interesting. This is gameplay. This is like keep out. This is unique keep out. This is unique to him. This is cool keep out. Not, I landed a combo, like, let me just heal for all my life again. And like I get the idea was to push aggression, right? But like, it took away such a unique element of his kit for this boring one, where if he happens to get a launch on you, which characters do all the time in this game, because launching is a big part of Tekken 8, you know, if he launches you, he heals to full HP again. Like, you know, I don't like that. So there's just a lot of problems, and they're not going to nerf the right things, and I know they're not. But like, I can't be arsed playing this character when he's top tier. I really can't. I can't be arsed playing this character when a lot of his weaknesses are just brushed away. And also when people complain about this character unjustly. There's plenty to complain about this character with. So much. And people just complain about the complete opposite from the problem things. It's unbelievable. Many characters have a good down forward 2 in this game. Many characters have good pokes. Many characters have, like, moves that Yoshi has. Yoshi has loads of fundamental tools that aren't better than a lot of characters. Like, you are lying. His jab is shit. His down forward 1 has really good range, right? And this string hits hard, but he has no strings, really. You just duck every time and he can't, like... This is all he gets. If you duck every time, this is all he gets. This is a seeable high. The moment you see it and duck under it every time, you can kill him. Like, you know, people have forgotten how this character works, I think, because I've not seen him in so long. But, like, yeah, complain about the right things, nerf this character, fix this character, and really that's it. I'm playing a whole lot more of this P2 man here. This one. This fucker. Playing a whole lot more of him recently. Which is hilarious because he's not only easier to play, but like, a lot. He also is bullshit in his own ways. But yeah, like, slash rant. Daft character. Want to like him, can't anymore. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you didn't fall asleep, or maybe you put me in the background. But yeah, that's it. I wish you well.